Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Love Life on HBO Max illustrates my philosophy. Well, some of it anyway. They don't get into the deep tantra or, sacred sexuality, but it illustrates much of it. Because check it out, I finished a consultation session with a young up-and-coming superstar. He know who he is. And, so I was still awake. Because I used to go, I'd be up early. So, I was like, man, I'm still awake and everything. So I was checking out Love Life on HBO Max. It stars, I think his name is William Jackson Harper, as a character named Marcus. Now, dude started out, brother started out married to a white woman and stuff. But, in the first few minutes, he outside of like this party and stuff, bridal party, and marriage party, and he's sitting there, he's just on his he's on his phone, and his fine ass sister come out, talk to him and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, she wants some, and they eventually exchanged information, even though he married, and then, the way they got it set up, each episode there's a primary woman he deals with. Now, even though he was married, he was getting into it, some stuff, some possibility of stuff happening with this first woman. Like I say, she was fine, but she had a boyfriend. And they could have did something, but nothing happened. It turned out her boyfriend was a basketball player. So I was like, okay. But I was peeping something about it. She came on to him. He was just sitting there. She the one, threw out that breadcrumb. Which is something, my thing is, women, look, the reality is if women interested in you, they're going to come around. You don't have to really work hard. Now, I know there's plenty of guys who promote, approach. And, I respect that. I respect that because everybody don't got that way to get a woman to come to them, right? But my thing is develop yourself to the point where a woman wants to come to you. Like she checking you out and stuff, hence body game. Hence fixing up, hence having that drip, having that nice style, having that demeanor, That's always been my thing, because personally in life, I've been lazy about it. Only time I can count the number of times I approached a woman on the street on my hands and stuff. Now, I approach more in clubs, but see, the women there, they want the D, right? But anyway, back to this. Okay, so he had that first one. He could have hooked up with her, but, he was kind of on the nerdy side, He was on the nerdy side, and he didn't look like an alpha showpiece, but still getting some attention. Second episode, he hooked up with this college senior. I guess she was a senior. She was in college. She made a point of saying she was of age. But, they kind of met at a club. He's just sitting there chilling. She looking at him across the way, being blatant about it. Went back to her place, but she was a freak, though. She was a freak because when they signed into a building, the security guard there just gave him a look. See, he's seen this before. I was like, yeah. Got to her place. She pulled out a whole bowl of condoms. You could tell how she was. And, she was talking about she took some class and consent. So she was asking permission to take his stuff down. Oh, and body game. When she took off his shirt, she was going crazy over. She was liking his body rubbing on it and everything. Even though he was, with clothes on, he don't look like he got much. Which is a lesson for anybody, period. Even if you don't look like super muscular, when a woman take your clothes off, she gotta like what you look like. If you're a woman, if you with a woman, you take your clothes off and she gotta kind of give a little frown for whatever reason. You know what? Just try to get yours off at that point and just keep walking. Don't even worry about it. But, the freak came on to him. And then the third episode, he went back, went back to his old town and stuff. And he encountered a woman. Now, I can't remember that exact part. Did she reach out to him or he reached out to her? It might have been, I forgot what that was exactly. It was getting late for me when I was watching. But, she, even though she had a boyfriend, she ended up giving him some in the backseat of the car he was driving. And I was like, man. And, I know some people, they'll watch that and say, that don't happen. Don't happen for you. Because that's one thing because that's always been like how I approach things. Even if you read my books, like I said, I'm not big on approaching unless it's the damn principle. Like you see some woman, she fine as hell, and you know pretty much you might not see her again. I always say don't miss out on the opportunity. But a lot of times, if you like really fix yourself up, women they constantly looking. Women are constantly checking out. I remember like when I was young, and me and my boys, one of my boys was walking someplace, right? And these fine women came across. They had on shades and everything, so we couldn't see their eyes. And they walked past us, right? They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything, right? They didn't give us any indication. They didn't say hi, nothing. As soon as we walked past them, I tapped them and said, look back quick. As soon as we looked back, they were looking. Or another time, I remember I was going into a building. The building had mirrored doors and whatnot, right? Mirrored glass doors, like you had a strong reflection in it. And some women walking out. They ain't say anything. They ain't say anything. Give no indication. And then when I could see through the reflection. I caught them looking back through, just looking straight ahead. I ain't even looked back, just saw it through the reflection. One thing, women want some. They always checking out men. I talked about this on one of my private sites this week. They always looking. They always want sex. They always checking out a man. They always sizing it up. When you get women by themselves in a group, if you can find a woman who's going to be honest with you, she'll tell you they spend a lot of time talking about sex. They always sizing men up. And also, you know what? That thing got arranged because, like, okay, the first episode, I said that a woman who would have gave him some, but if he had, well, quite frankly, sharper, and, he trying to be right with his wife who, they end up going to, about to get divorced. Even though he's like a smallish guy, didn't look that cool. They kind of gave the impression he was more like nerdy, or, he's a black man, like an Oreo type. Her boyfriend was a big basketball player. What's his name? Stoudemire. I forgot his first name. Something Stoudemire and stuff. At least played. He played himself. Now she had this big, tall guy. Yeah, she messing around with this smallish guy. You see, that's something else too. Women got a range. I know a lot of guys think, oh yeah, they just want, the big stud or hunk. Yeah, they do. But they'll get with some other guy. Like, most women have an open type. Most women got a range of guys they'll get with. You put some women under a lie detector and say, okay, describe all the guys you've been with. It's gonna be, some of them gonna be in the same range, but every now and then they're gonna dip out. Like, say a woman's normal type, or even her imprint is like some tall, handsome, muscular dude who's like super confident, charismatic and all that. Okay, you dip down there good, they got that guy who's like the total opposite. Women got arranged. Just as an aside, women could really mate with multiple guys. In fact, all these guys talking about single moms and all of that, a lot of single moms got multiple baby daddies, multiple fathers, or even women that might have been married to a guy. They were married to a guy, had a baby with him, but then divorced a guy, married another guy, had a baby with him. And you'll see that it's like you start sizing the guys up. Like, in general, they might be in general, but a lot of times, what you'll see, a whole lot of times, they got with different types of men. And like I always say, shoot, a baby's the ultimate receipt. The baby's the ultimate receipt. It's like, you can't lie. You could say whatever, but you got that child. Boom. You at least got that. But yeah, it was showing a lot of stuff, and that was what was killing me about it. Cause dude, you can see he had nothing that people would call game, and he wasn't no stud or anything. But women were still getting with him. And one thing about women, cause okay, 2 of them had boyfriends, the other one was just a freak. You got so many women out there on that. And why would they? Okay, they got boyfriends and stuff. They can get steady dick, yet they're gonna cheat. You know, even with steady dick, they're gonna cheat. Or you get a lot of them, especially in college. Shoot, I always say if you in college, you can't get like just laid just one time, just off some GP, just hanging out. Something really wrong with you if you in a college. Anybody who went to college should have got at least some pussy while they were in college. Cause that that episode where he hooked up with that college girl, I was just like, yeah, that's how it work. Just don't act like you know him when you see him afterwards. Be some random shit. Oh man. And shit, I was doing that in college. I wouldn't even call myself select at the time. Well, top select, maybe lower level, but definitely not at the top. I wasn't competing with like the ballers there and everything. There was no competition with them. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. I mean, it showed what I talk about, because my thing has always been about more about sitting back, let them come to you, let them get in distance, and then pounce. That's always been me. Now, how do you do that? Anybody who follow my philosophy know I focus a lot on the bait. Now that's me. Now if that's not you, you don't want to develop the bait. There's nothing wrong with if you want to approach it something. That's just a different style. Because one thing I've said this about styles before, whatever style you do, make sure it fits your personality. See, I'm more of a chill, laid back person, you know. I'm an ambivert, you know. I talked about that on my Patreon. Speaking of which, I want to get deep into stuff. Actually, a lot of people will ask for requests. Hey, can you do this and stuff? I only do requests on my Patreon. Only on my Patreon. Why? Because they pay. Because it cracked me up. You get some random person. They ain't subbing me. I never hearted a comment of this. Talking about, hey, can you do some more on this? I don't answer random questions. I support the people who put money in my pocket. That's why I only do requests on Patreon. I don't do it for random people because I don't know who you are. Somebody, especially people who like give me money, been supporting me, helping me pay my bills. Oh, they ask for something as long as I can answer the question. On rare occasions, it's like one guy wanted something who it was just beyond the scope of what I would talk about. I just told him that's like documentary style. I can't answer that in 10 minutes. I get 10 minutes would be just a brief introduction to like the subject. But yeah, about the Patreon and everything. But yeah, that's basically getting back to the main subject. That's always been my philosophy and stuff. Women always hunting. When you peep that out, when you peep that women always looking around, all you have to do is fix yourself up, give them a target, right? They come in. It's like a spider web. They come in, boom, you got them. All you have to do, in fact, when it's like that, all you have to do is not fuck up. It makes it so easy. And then you also got control over it. You can reject the woman. If they ain't somebody you feeling, you just be like, yeah, keep walking and all of that. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, check out Love Life on HBO. Because think about it, if they got a character like that, and I know some people will say, well, that's the rightness. No, that's normal. In fact, I give you another show where they showed the same thing. Insecure. They gave the shit. I got to get used to looking in that pinhole, y'all. They gave the same thing. Insecure won the same thing with Lawrence. Because a lot of people might talk about Lawrence and Nisa, but if you look at how he was rolling afterwards, women were handing him the pie. In fact, there was that one episode, I think, when was that? Yeah, 4th season. Because they hadn't had him on there for a while, but then when they finally introduced him back on there, they were showing how he was getting off. He was getting off. The women just take that look at him. Like I said, body game, let the barber bless you, just fix your face, and then just have a cool demeanor. Just have a cool demeanor and stuff. That's why I tell guys, like a lot of guys always ask me, well, what can they do? I say, man, get in the habit of saying hi to 3 women a day. That way, when you run into somebody you want, you ain't nervous. Because quite frankly, really, if you want to get down to it, the biggest issue is just social issues. Biggest issue is just social issues as far as social skills and stuff. A lot of guys thinking too much. Man, just say hi to the woman. Shit. You'd be surprised. Just be friendly and just be random. Don't even be trying to get anything behind it. And trust me, if a woman interested, like I'm about to go in the grocery store. If I'm walking there and some woman's interested, and I've gotten that a lot in here, mainly from old, like women closer to my age and stuff, you know, they'll start asking some random question or something like that. And it happens. It happens, you know. But that's more my thing. Work on that bait. Be able to have a regular conversation. You can go to a motel with a woman, she be ready to get down, and you ain't even mention sex one time. You know? Just be cool, because these women out, look, I'm going to just say it like this. These women out here thirsty as shit. They thirsty. And honestly, yeah, they prefer a select guy, but they ain't enough to go around. As long as your ass decent, you can get a woman. I'll say, look, I'm going to just put that shit, fuck the bullshit. I'm going to say that straight up. As long as your ass decent, you can get a woman. Now, are you going to get supermodel of the world? And most likely not, because, well, there's only a small percentage of them anyway. But I say everybody can get a decent woman out here. And for those who will say, no, well, I want a dime. All right, if you say that in the comments, tell me where you at, where you see dimes regularly. And not like your version of dimes, but like dimes who could go in a magazine, dimes who could be in a beauty contest. In fact, I'm going to put it like that. Tell me how many dimes you see who could compete in a beauty contest. Or get a large follow, at least get a large following on IG, like in real life. If you're gonna say, well, I just want dimes, but you got a lot of women in that 6 to 7 range. Shit, they ain't dimes, but they still have that grip, yo. Shit, honestly, that's the best pussy if you want to be real with it, because they know they got to throw a little bit extra to keep you around. They ain't gonna argue with you if you know. You don't have to ask them to get on their knees. They'll just get on there and go to work. Yeah. Anyway, yo, that's it. But yeah, check out Love Life. I'm gonna be checking that shit out. See what they do, see what they show. And, you know, check out some of those, you know, check out Insecure. Because I know some guys are like, why are you watching it? It's like, dude, you know how much game it gives? Shit. Damn. Yeah, but I do mean that though when I say if you in decent shape, you should get something out here, man. I never seen the women this damn thirsty. A lot of guys thinking these women doing this and that. Yeah, they doing that. A lot of that shit they doing because some guys be acting a certain way. But if you be cool with it, hell, they'll pay your bills and shit. Hell, they'll bring you a plate. I'm just saying. And if I'm saying this, I'm 56. I'm semi-retired. You know, got my friends. They know who they are. That's all they need to be. But I'll be chilling most of the time. Anybody who really follow me like on IG, no, I spend more time with my sons. You know? So if I can not complaining about the women, I don't see what anybody younger should be complaining about. Seriously. Seriously, I don't see a problem. I don't see a fucking problem. I don't. I really don't. I think, well, I'll end with this, and we'll get into this more. I think that I do see the problem. I said I didn't at first. I see the problem, but it ain't with the women. A lot of guys just make this shit too hard, man. Women ain't that damn deep. I don't care what they try to tell you. They ain't that damn deep. And they're way easier than guys think if you just gotta look at them a certain way and accept that they want that hot beef injection. If you can get that one piece, you can understand the whole thing. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Like I said, I spend more time with my sons. That's why I don't really post anything live on weekends. Stuff y'all get on weekends is always pre-recorded. So anyway, get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.